Fans were shocked when the supposedly perfect Brangelina announced their split back in 2016. But as the years have progressed, we've started to understand why things came to that conclusion. What everyone believed was couple goals was actually anything but that, since to this day, more details have been released about their troubled relationship. Most recently, some FBI documents regarding a physical confrontation between the two were released to the public. For more details, keep watching. First up, an ugly divorce. Looks like everything really isn't what it seems. No one could have guessed the couple that rocked the world would end up like this. Angelina filed for divorce in September of 2016, and at that time had stated that the reason for the split was irreconcilable differences. But the couple's troubles were far from over. Their main problem has always remained to be the custody of their children, an issue that is still ongoing, and Jolie has even accused her ex-husband of not paying meaningful child support for over a year. But even at that time, Brad was never accused of physical abuse, and no criminal charges were ever filed against the actor. However, recent documents have revealed an ugly side of him that the actor never wanted anyone to know of. Let's talk about the FBI documents. Recently, some FBI reports were revealed to the public by NBC News on the 16th of August, 2022, with information that had never been publicized before. According to these reports, Pitt, Jolie, and their 6 children were traveling on a private jet from a flight back to the US from Nice, France, when the actor spiraled and started verbally abusing his wife. The reports reveal Jolie's viewpoint of an intense, hour-long flight in which her husband had been drinking and allegedly spiraled out of control. Brad reportedly had issues with her parenting methods, and a heated argument began between the two during the flight. She recalled that he got furious and stated things like she did not know anything about parenting and needed to get it together. She stated that when she inquired what was wrong, the 58-year-old replied, "That kid looks like a Columbine kid." The report stated that he also allegedly punched the plane ceiling 4 times and grabbed Jolie by the head and shook her shoulders. He also pushed her into the bathroom wall and stated that she was ruining the family. She also accused Pitt of pouring beer all over her while she was under the blanket with her children. Next up, Brad Pitt's child abuse allegations. In the same incident, Pitt was also accused of physically abusing one of his children. According to Jolie's account, her children were standing outside the bathroom door where Pitt had physically and verbally abused her. When she opened the door, one of the children asked her if she was okay, to which the father allegedly yelled that she wasn't and was ruining the family. The actress claimed that this comment made one of the children retaliate and call Pitt a punk, which enraged him. She went on to say that he ran towards the child like he was going to attack him, at which she got the actor in a chokehold. He then pushed her back onto the chairs behind them, which ended up leaving Jolie bruised. The documents also had pictures of her bruises as evidence. According to the report in November 2016, the Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services and the FBI closed this investigation involving Pitt and his alleged physical abuse of his children. However, a source close to the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood actor stated that no one was physically harmed during the incident, and Pitt had not hit his child in the face. But he did confirm that Pitt did in fact put his hands on the child when the confrontation got out of control, for which he is empathetic. Moving on, let's discuss the Freedom of Information Act lawsuit. You must be wondering why this information is now being revealed to the public when all of this took place years ago. That's because the two are going through legal battles to this day, and Jolie is trying to receive much needed information against her ex-partner to win. Recently, a sealed Freedom of Information Act lawsuit that was filed against the FBI listed that a Jane Doe was seeking the release of some of their documents. News site Puck reported that the anonymous Jane Doe was actually Jolie. Although the reasons why the client needed these documents are unclear, it was stated to the client that they were seeking these records for years but had not been able to do so. This is why they had to resort to the court to receive them. According to Puck, the plaintiff is now demanding demanding answers about why the case was dropped by the FBI and why the investigation into Pitt was stopped. Back in April, the attorney for Jane Doe stated that she could not confirm the identity of the client. Many believe that it is Jolie because of the details the reports entail. According to the original filing that was viewed by NBC, the plaintiff is described as a woman who recounted that her husband at that time and their children, who were all minors at that time, were traveling in a private jet when the husband verbally and physically assaulted her and their children. She reported that they have all experienced lasting physical and mental trauma after the assault. Now, onto comments on the case. Sources familiar with the legal battle between Brangelina have stated that the SALT actress is allegedly trying to publicize these documents via the FOIPA. The source told NBC News that both parties were aware of the report and had received it almost 6 years ago. They stated that according to the final paragraph of the document, it was clear that both parties had agreed not to press any charges after they were done with their investigations. A source close to Brad told EW that there was nothing new in these documents and that Jolie has had them for years. They went on to say that it was just suspicious that she was asking for them 6 years later when they had no new information whatsoever. So according to them, all of this is just a media stunt intended to ruin her husband's image in the public. Representatives of Jolie and Pitt have both declined to comment on the matter. The FBI has also declined to discuss the case. In other related news, Angelina Jolie talks about her new movie Without Blood. The Girl Interrupted actress recently discussed how the Italian fable Without Blood, which is the basis for the next movie she is directing, had a therapeutic effect on her. She stated that she read Alessandro Baricco's short novel the month after her divorce from Pitt, recalling that period as a dark time for her. She stated that the book had an incredible effect on her, especially considering the circumstances she was in. After reading the book, she met up with the author and wrote the screenplay with him, but it was only 6 years later that she met with top executives from Fremantle and Lorenzo Di Maio that she was able to bring her project to the big screen. The actress mentioned her past directorial experience, which was about the war in the Balkans, which talked about betrayal between two loved ones. But Without Blood is different, as it is more complex and is told in a series of flashbacks that show violence, choices, and war. We're excited to see Jolie's new project. Up next, Baltasar Kormaker's Beast, inspired by Brad Pitt. According to director Kormaker, the 58-year-old actor's performance in Snatch inspired him for the character of the lion in his new survival thriller movie, Beast. Talking to Collider, he explained that the movie is about a family that goes to a South African game reserve for their holiday. The lion seems to be the antagonist of the film, and he discusses them and states that lions aren't born to attack people. And just like the situation in the movie, it shows that you have to be a worthy opponent to survive in this world. Kormaker went on to say that he wants this film to be different from the other films of this genre, and he intends to bring something fresh to the audience with it. The audience would disagree though, because the reviews of the film have been anything but nice, as it currently holds a 5.9 rating on IMDb. And finally, Channing Tatum posts about his cameo next to Brad Pitt. Is it even a David Leitch movie if there isn't an A-list celebrity cameo? His new movie, Bullet Train, starring Brad Pitt, was no different. This time, the surprise cameo was no other than the 21 Jump Street star, Channing Tatum. The movie shows his character trying to read a book on the train, but he gets interrupted by Pitt's character, Ladybug, who asks him if he'd mind wearing his bucket hat so that one of his assassins would get distracted. Just the casual small talk, you know. Tatum posted a picture of him from the movie and wrote in the caption that the ride got just a little weird. You don't say, Channing. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about the new information in the FBI documents regarding the 2016 plane incident? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.